good, but honestly, not awful. And a lot of people get answered before then, especially when they write quick little tight things. It's people that write, here's my business, and write me a thesis and ask me to give them advice. That takes time, and I'll do it, but I'm not gonna bullshit them. So I'm gonna read it, and that takes time, and I never wanna do it. Like when I'm doing my emails, and I'm on a roll, like today, I was on a roll, like sometimes you just get into it. I was listening to little Lady Gaga and Blueprint 3. I was feeling good about myself, I was banging through. Every time I got to one, when the preview pane went like this, I skipped it. There's a lesson in that, by the way, somewhere. I haven't figured it out, but you know, it's just too big. I'm just like, man, I can do 19 other people's, or I can do this one. And so those I save for like when I really shut down, and I'll do that in January. In January, I'll take a full week, not sign onto the internet to get distracted because I'll get ADD'd out, and I'll just clean it all up. But it's not scalable, but I'll continue to try. I think effort is underrated. I think we underrate effort. We respect effort. We know collectively, a lot of people know I'm trying, and that is, that's good enough for me. Yes, sir.
What direction do you think you're going to take your next book?
What's that?
What direction do you think you're going to take your next book?
My next book's tough because I've got like a couple things that so here are the working titles for my next book. I don't know which one I'm gonna write. One's gonna be called Tag Team Champions. So I wanna write a book about how I think it only takes 2 people to build a business now. And I've been on this tour and I've met so many people that write amazing content and couldn't sell a starving person a steak for a penny. And on the flip side, I've met so many people and they roll up on me and they are slickster salesmen #1. They can sell the greatest stuff in the world, but they're selling straight spam, ebook, pills, MMM, all this bullshit, and they make me vomit. And I'm like, wow, if you could just connect the 2 of those people, they could have a real business. So I want to write a book about that. The other book that's leading right now is called The Thank You Economy. So I think this book is the Thank You Economy. I bet a lot of people that crush it would be on the New York Times bestseller list, and a lot of people took me up on the bet because a lot of big brands didn't sell. Lots of social media experts didn't make the New York Times bestseller list. Lots of books are getting killed. Books are doing terrible, and I didn't spend any money in traditional marketing promoting the book. I knew the book would win because everybody said to me, nobody's going to buy this book. Internet people don't buy books. Gary, you put out so much content for free, why would they buy the book? I knew that's why they would buy the book. I knew people were not only gonna buy 1 book, but they might buy 2 or 3 because they wanted to thank me for the 800 episodes of Wine Library TV, the 100, 200 videos on GaryVaynerchuk.com, the endless hours on Ustream, all those @replies, all those emails. And I think we're going to a day and age where we're gonna purchase based on relationship. We always have. But now we can scale our relationships, and I think we're going towards a thank you economy where you buy because you have a relationship in the beginning, not because you're being sold to. You know? So those are the 2 working titles that are really, there's one more. I'll give it to you in a second as soon as it pops up. Yes, sir.
Is this the end of, it seems like, well, you're talking about relationships. Yeah, back 100 years ago, people went to the local mom and pop grocery store, mom and pop, butcher shop. They knew those people, and then Walmart, Costco, da-da-da. Granddaddy business shuts down all those places.
Yep.
Are you seeing a return to the small town, kind of way of doing things?
I really think that we're in the beginning, and I don't know, this stuff takes a long time. You know, malls were built in the 50s. It takes time. I'm pumped because, you know, I'm convinced I'm young enough to watch the whole thing go one full circle. I think we're going to be stunned in 15 years to see the kind of businesses that are out there and thriving. I do think that the internet is the most prolific, biggest platform of them all, and the cost of entry to play in that field is 0, and word of mouth converts sales better than advertising, so we've finally neutralized dollars versus the little man because you can just hustle it, and yes, I do. Zappos will be the case study that everybody talks about in 30 years because they were winning and they weren't winning on price. How many of you bought something from Zappos? Raise your hand. And all of you probably were aware that it wasn't the cheapest price. And that is really, really what I see happening. Customer service is not going to be a nuance. It is going to be the foundation that people build their businesses on.
So is Zappos the internet having sex?
Yes, yes, that's exactly right. And if you're wondering what he meant by that, it's early. It's just early. It's the early example. Yes.
So you like the destination and not the journey, but yet you're working with a bunch of companies right now who pretty much made it and are kind of figuring out how to really diversify. Where's the game for you? I mean, where are these? Are you working with some businesses now in business development, like at these early stages? These people, these visionaries.
Startups, you mean?
Yeah, brand new, idea factory minds that haven't made it and who need a voice.
So it's almost like Peter Pan-like, right? Like VaynerMedia works with all these big companies and we're charging them, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 a month retainer. And then we're taking that money and we're investing in things like Gowalla and Tumblr and things like that. And so, I want to buy the New York Jets. And so to do that, I'm going to need billions of dollars. Well, to do that, I think the best way for me to execute that is to invest in this space because I know it, and wait till you see how ridiculous the IPO market is going to be. Wait till you see how much Facebook's worth in 24 months when it goes public and it's worth $40 billion. And everybody's going to be like, huh? And so for me, I'm going to, I have equity in Twitter, which is a good thing. And I hope that Daily Booth and Tumblr and Gowalla go out and become these quadrillion-dollar companies, and VaynerMedia itself is incubating our own startups, and so I'm scratching all my itches. I want to do it all. I don't want to apologize for not just being the wine guy or not just being the social media guy. I want to do everything I want to do, and if tomorrow I want to sell bikinis, then that's what I'm going to do, because one time, and I really, really, really want to be laying there when it's all said and done, with a couple breaths to go and be like, hell yeah. At least I did it as hard and as much as I wanted to. And I feel like I owe it to all the family before me that lived through the Holocaust and hid in the forest to make sure I'd be here one day. I feel like I owe it to the future parts of my family to show them how it's done. I got lucky with awareness, DNA that made me aware about things in a way that I think is greater than the average, and I want to show people how it's done and talk about it, and I'm strong enough to take the criticism for the betterment of the overall process, and that's what I'm driven by, because there's just so much good stuff going on and people are focusing on the bad. It makes no sense to me, but that's how I'm wired. I don't think it's nothing that I'm special. It's DNA. I got lucky. But I also got lucky with the fact that for some reason it clicks for people when I talk or when I say it, and so I feel a big responsibility to go out and that's why next year, some of you have heard in last week's, that I'm going to grow a beard and go into trenches, and because I think it's important for me not to become a caricature of myself. I think it's important for me to keep proving it. I think if I go out next year, put my head down and build Corked into a $15 million a year business and VaynerMedia into a $5 to $10 million a year business, it becomes another thing to be like, you could say he's loud and obnoxious and he curses too much and he might be full of crap, but the thing that saves me, what doesn't make me a social media expert, what doesn't make me, a motivational speaker, is that I built a $70 million business. And if I do it a couple more times, then I get put into a different category. And I want to be in that category. I want to be in that.